So many people are troubled today. Things like politics and news and media, family, future. I saw a headline today that said that most Americans are troubled about the future. Now, one big thing that actually causes a lot of stress are cell phones. Phones cause a lot of stress, and the most stressed cell phone users are called these constant checkers. Constant checkers, just flipping screen to screen to screen, You pull up to a stoplight and impulsively you're grabbing for your phone, flipping Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. But these constant checkers report actually feeling isolated even when they're with their families and even when they're with their friends. It has been well said that millennials are actually the loneliest generation ever. But actually, you could say that everyone seems to be lacking peace these days. And so the question is there a cure for this? Well, Jesus believes that there is. And he even says in John 14:1, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me." Jesus gives this command, let not your heart be troubled. It's a command. And I, for one, am glad that he actually gives the command because it actually gives me hope. Because every command that Jesus gives us, he also provides the way to accomplish that commandment. Meaning, it's not hopeless. And so Jesus says, hey, guard, refocus your thought life. Let not your heart be troubled. This word troubled, it literally means agitated. It means disturbed. It kind of gives a word picture, and the picture is this. It's like the ocean being agitated during a great storm. The waves going up and crashing down and going up and crashing down. It's like churning. Have you ever been in that place of churning? Well, the disciples in the upper room, they're churning there. And in John chapter 14, and famously, this is the Last Supper, right? Jesus had just dropped some big things into the room. First one, he says, hey, one of you guys is going to betray me. We know that it's Judas. They didn't know that it was Judas. That troubled them. Jesus then told Peter, hey, you're going to deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. That troubled Peter. And then to top it all off, Jesus says, I am leaving, and where I'm going, you can't come. The disciples, they're agitated, they're troubled. But Jesus comes and he gives a command. Hey, don't be troubled. Well, how is this possible? Jesus says, you believe God, believe me too. Stop focusing on the trouble. Stop focusing on the trial. Jesus says, renew your minds. Think differently. Well, Paul says much the same in Philippians as well. He says, finally, brethren, whatever is true and noble and pure and admirable and excellent or praiseworthy, think about that. But the disciples are thinking, well, who's going to betray Jesus? Peter's thinking, I'm going to deny Jesus, and Jesus is leaving. I'm troubled. We're troubled. And so Jesus says, hey, don't be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. Now, that word believe in the Greek, it means to be persuaded. It means to rely upon, fully assured. And so Jesus says, hey, don't be troubled. Well, how? Because I've never let you down. You trust God. You rely upon God. Now rely upon me. Trust me. When did Jesus ever let the disciples down? How about when all of those people were hungry? Who fed them? Jesus fed them. Or on the storm, on the Sea of Galilee, they're thinking, we're going to drown. Well, who saved them? Jesus saved them. They had every reason to trust Jesus because they knew him. Now, think about this. Today in 2021, we have more reason to trust Jesus than even the disciples did because the disciples, they were on the other side of the cross. They didn't know where Jesus' death was going to lead. It was going to lead to resurrection and glory. But we know that. We have a track record. We have more reason to believe that Jesus is who he said he is than even the disciples did. That he's going to take care of anything that we go through in this life. And so Jesus says, hey, you believe in God, believe also in me. I will never, ever let you down.